Good evening, everyone. It is Euan from GameEngineStart.com, and as you can see from the screen, we are going to look at Destiny. I hear you cry, Destiny is not out for another couple of months, and that would be true. This is the first look alpha that they announced, or they kind of, they opened up at E3 kind of, and basically opened up. Anyone can apply, and a bunch of people got beta codes, and I was lucky enough to get one of them. So that's just the preface that this is marked as alpha. As much as it annoys me that that's not the term for what this is. Software has a thing called an alpha, and this is not an alpha. But anyway, it's a first look basically. So I already have a character there, but I'll very quickly just show you what the character creation looks like. So you've got three classes. Titan, who's your standard kind of assault guy. Fires guns, tank, basically. Hunter is your kind of thief, sniper style character. Lots of kind of fast-moving, long-range stuff. And then Voidwalker is or Warlock, sorry, is your magician who uses void stuff. They don't go into a lot of backstory in this. So I'm not entirely sure where the source of magic is, but yeah. I'm sure it will reveal itself soon enough. So the character creator is actually kind of cool. So you've got race gender, so human, male, female is kind of what you'd expect. And then you get the Awoken, who are kind of like these dark elf style people. And then you have Exo, who are like, I don't particularly know what they are. But like if I remove the face thing, I know they look like robots, they're not robots. I've seen them with skin underneath. I think it's a head feature. You remove the... Oh, maybe they are. I thought I'd seen one of them without a face before. So they're kind of... I don't know if they're robots. I don't know if they're creatures with masks on. I have no idea. Like I said, no backstory. But their main customization is that you can attach different things to their heads, apparently. Which is kind of cool. And then you get... paint their faces and get that. If we go to somebody with an actual more normal looking face, let's just so you can see what you can do. So you've got a couple of different like face types, skin, lip, eye colors, bunch of different hairs. That looks ridiculous, and a bunch of face tattoos, really. So it's kind of like you're not in the realm of like Skyrim style sliders and stuff. That's not what this is. But I'll go into my character that I have right now. So like I say, this is the alpha. They start you on level 3, I think. And there's very limited amounts of content, as you would expect. I'm assuming what this is just a server test to see how many people can log in. Like I was on Twitter today and they launched a bunch of extra new codes just today. So yeah, be interesting. Oh, I have a friend online. Let's not show friend tags in this. So there's only really 3 locations, or actual mission locations. So you've got 3 missions basically, which kind of show 3 of the different, which is actually kind of cool because it shows the 3 of the different types of missions you're going to get. So I'm just going to drop down into the first kind of story mission, just so you can see what it looks like. So there's been a kind of, maybe it's just me, but there's been a lot of confusion about what this game actually is. They've shown a lot of really kind of pretty trailers, and it's first person, and there's guns and shooting and all that kind of stuff.
There are reports
and
that the Fallen back at the Cosmodrome are keeping a pretty tight guard on the old Skywatch.
That is actually Peter Dinklage, just in case you're wondering, that is him.
The
Some of the worst voice acting I've heard in a while, actually. He's like, there's no emotion to anything he's saying. Admittedly, he is playing a robot. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I didn't know what this game was at all. I knew it was first person. I knew there were guns, and I knew that there was like not asynchronous multiplayer, but actual people will just randomly show up in the world. But how all that fit together has been kind of a mystery until now. But this is basically an MMO. Like that is what this game is.
The Skywatch is just on the other side of the steps.
So,
and it's surrounded by Fallen.
So what I assumed was that...
I'm ready if you are.
Once you're done, Peter, thank you. what I assumed this was kind of this big open world that you could run about in and kind of Skyrim-esque. But what it seems to be actually is kind of isolated missions that you can kind of drop down into. As far as I can tell, well, different categories of missions, but still just missions. Let's find some guys. So it's an MMO, which I'm not the biggest MMO person, but it is a first-person shooter, and I can shoot these things, which I am a bit more of a fan of. Ooh, come on. Yep, and that is definitely numbers popping off people's heads, which is always good. The closest I can kind of equate this to is Borderlands, actually, minus the kind of loot from guys. All of the guns and armor and equipment and stuff like that I've seen so far, you pull off, you actually go and buy. Does it sound good? Okay, I thought people were actually shooting me there. Guys over here? Ah. They're shooting somebody. Who are they shooting? Oh, nope. Never mind. So you can see like the enemies have got level numbers next to them. So these guys are level 2 and I'm level 5. So I'm kind of... This is not the most even of fights for them. Ooh. Okay, that's everyone. So you've got primary weapon, which in this case I've bought this pulse rifle, which is just kind of semi-auto rifles, which is kind of how I normally play these games. And you also have a special weapon, which in my case is a sniper rifle, because I always play as some kind of sniper in these games. But you get very, very limited ammo. Like, I have 6 bullets for this thing, and it never really goes above having like 11 for your special weapon. Every class, well, as far as I know, every class starts with a shotgun or shotgun style thing. Spies switch that out to something that's slightly more useful. I should probably find out where I'm going. So this is your... Oh, I can't even remember what this thing is called now. Ghost? I think it's called a Ghost. Who's basically like your kind of, here's the things you should be looking at. So my objective is down here somewhere. So I'll go down here. And also just, you can totally, at any point, press that. Not enough. Ah, there we go. And yeah, you've got a fucking speeder, just because. Yep, you can do that if you want, and then jump off and just disintegrates again, I assume. Or waits till you disappear, and then it waits till you look away and then does it.
You know, this place must have been amazing before the collapse. Thousands of humans boarding the colony ships, off to build cities beyond. And now the Fallen, just picking its bones.
So this is Earth, as far as like the map says this is Earth, and I'm in old Russia. But like I say, they haven't given away much of what the story is, and I didn't particularly expect them to be honest, this being super early, or very limited in scope. I should stop saying early, because it's out in 3 months. So I have no idea what the story is. I don't know who the Fallen are, who the other faction are that they mention later on. But it sure is pretty. Like it's a very nice looking game. Lots of big scale things. Combat feels good. Feels like a pretty decent first person shooter. Again, kind of feels like Borderlands. Well, what else was there? You can pick up crafting materials all around the world, which helps. Come on. So I'm playing as a hunter, which is the kind of not so much stealth but kind of sniper thief style class. So one of my special attacks is I've got this inferno grenade, which is just like a flame grenade, and I also can throw a knife with my other ability, which is something you unlock. Actually, I should probably show that. This is your kind of character screen. All your equipment. So I've got like a pulse rifle. So you get heavy weapons as well, which you don't seem to start with ammo for, but pick up in game. I don't know. I'm still getting used to this. And you've got a bunch of like gauntlets and chest armor and your usual kind of armor customization. and Ghost, which is your little hand robot thing, your vehicle. Don't know what emblems do yet. I think they might just be your badge and your thing at the top right there, and your jump ship, which is your ship that you use to fly about. So you get character, and if you look in this is your skill tree, and as you level up, you can see there's like a kind of line round which, as you get experience, these things level up, and these appear to just be like increases in this. So these are the skills across the way, and then down the way is like better improvements to those skills. So I have like my grenade, my double jump, my golden gun, which I'll show later, and throwing knife. So my next one is training focused on toughness and speed, so I'm assuming that's just a stat boost, really. You have an inventory of materials, consumables, that kind of thing. That's the settings. And that's, a bunch of friends. And people who are in-game around you currently, and people you've interacted with. I haven't quite worked out how you like form a group while you're out and about. I think you can just invite people directly from there. I don't know if it invites them to your proper friends list or something. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, so let's try and get inside and I can show a little bit of this. I probably won't finish this mission. It's kind of... Well, level 7, this is different. Missed. Oh wow, it suddenly get dark. Oh, an event. Oh, this is cool. Okay, we'll show off events. So occasionally there will be these random events that happen, which apparently, where did that come in? Oh, there you go. So apparently what this should do is bring in other humans, as far as I know. So that like this will appear in everyone's game, even if they're in instances, and then everyone should just kind of spawn in on this thing, and then you end up in a game with a bunch of other people. So one Guardian linked. So I'm assuming that means that there's going to be one other person in this game. Oh god, this is going badly already. I should probably get some cover or something. No Guardians linked. Okay, this is probably not the ideal time to be doing this. I'm playing this at like midnight on a Saturday night, so it may not be the most populated of games right now. So this alpha's been running since Thursday this week and finishes tomorrow, as far as I know. Let's see. That was a lucky shot. So I have to stay inside this thing, apparently. So what you'll see is like they do it's stuff like this that makes you realise that it's just basically an MMO. Like when I do the explore missions later, you'll see how much that is actually relevant. Oh wow, they are not fucking about. Wow. But it's stuff like this where it's just like sit and watch this thing for 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, and whoa. And I've never, I understand that this is not final code and final balance and all that kind of stuff. You go down super easy. I just stabbed that in the face. You go down really, really quickly, and like unfairly so. Like everyone seems to be a lot more powerful than you are, which is not. So I can't say the game's fun right now, but I also I understand that they've probably juiced the enemies up so they can test a bunch of stuff. Like that makes sense. But man, do you just get smoked. Like a couple of hits and your shield just disappears. So you can also see, well, I mean, I kind of think anyway that there's a lot of, you can definitely see the Halo. This is a new Bungie game, so you can definitely see the Halo influence on a bunch of this. And just the way it feels, and the kind of 2-weapon system, and the kind of regenerating shield and all that kind of stuff. And I'm down. Killed by a noble vandal, whatever that means. Okay, so now I can show off the supercharge thing. Supercharge is just basically your special attack. So if I press both of the 1 buttons, I get this awesome ass gun, which just takes people out in like no shots at all. Phew! That's not going to help with shooting if I sneeze. And I'm down again. Oh, wonderful.
Time's running out.
I'm trying. I'm trying. Okay, almost there. I just need to survive a little bit longer.
Just a little more.
Thanks. I just said that. Like these things. See these big purple balls? I don't know what they are, but they take hundreds of hits to kill. Like, more than makes any sense. But I passed, so that's fun. So that's the kind of thing we're dealing with here. So I'll jump out here and show, kind of really show the MMO-ness of a lot of this. So at any point you can pull out your ghost and then go back into orbit, which is basically your mission select screen, which is back out here. So I'll show you a little bit of the actually I should probably go and show the hub base, which is the tower. So this is your city, basically. This is your MMO town where you go buy things and sell things and get missions and all that kind of stuff. No idea if this is the only one. I don't know if there's more than just this, but this is what they're showing. Like I said, it's a very pretty game. Very pretty game. Load times are a bit leave something to be desired, but you know. So yeah, so you end up, there's 2 currencies, I think. Oh no, sorry, there's just the 1 currency called Glimmer, which basically everything boils down to. So items you pick up in the world that you don't need or get through quests or stuff that you don't need, you can just boil them down to Glimmer. I don't know what the official MMO term is for doing that, but you basically just turn them to Glimmer. Which is kind of a... I can't decide if that's a really good name for a currency or not. And hey, look, third person. So for some reason in the towns you're third person. I'm not entirely sure why. Apparently I have mail. And I get a strange coin. So that's experience. The blue ones are Glimmer. I don't know what 2 is. And I leveled up. Sweet. Let's see what the bounty stuff is. Oh, so these are just like kind of other side missions you can take for specific missions, I think. So like defeat 25 warlocks in the Crucible, which I'll talk about in a little bit. Complete a strike mission without dying, that kind of stuff.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Cool. So what else have we got here? And then you've got shops and stuff. So yeah, it's just like straight up attack numbers. So I'm sitting, like if I open my inventory, I have to sit with a gun which does like 43 attack, but in here you've got some where are we? Pulse rifles that do 59 attack, but less rate of fire and all this kind of stuff. And that's the Glimmer cost at the bottom there. It's 170. Everything seems really cheap as well at the minute, but I'm assuming this is just because we want everyone to test out all the weapons. And you'll get missions and stuff in here and a bunch of other stuff. But let's just drop into another mission somewhere. Go back into orbit. I can't even really... oh, there you go. I can show my character. That's kind of what they look like. So let's go down to the planet. Did you know? Yeah, let's go down to the planet and do this is level 4 explorer mission. So let's go and do that. So I'll skip this load. Actually, I'll just cut this out because it takes a while.
Let's scout the area, see what we can find.
Okay then, Peter, let's do that. So the Explorer missions they're not really missions. They are basically like, you go in here and there's going to be a bunch of random missions to go do. So I'll jump in my vehicle, fly over here, see what we got. Woo! Somebody shoot me. Maybe not. So you'll see these green beacons everywhere. Let's see what the mission is.
This is a message from Eva Levante in the tower. I'm looking for some scans of Golden Age remains.
So it's become a kind of side mission, or side kind of hobby to realise, like, listen to what the mission description says and then work out what MMO trope they're actually going for when they say that. So the analysis missions, if we try and go over here. So analyze the neutron print left by fusion reactions and send any data back. So I think what that means is go and sit in a point for 2 minutes. But we'll find out. I will give them one thing though, the Explore missions, the map that they work on is pretty huge. And it'll take you all over it as you go about doing the various tasks. So let me see if I can get the jump on these guys. Well, that's my heavy weapon, by the way, which I don't have any ammo for. Come on. Stand still. One down. Wow, headshots. Fair do damage. Well, that was easy. Surprisingly easy. So what am I trying to do? Where am I going? To go in here. Oops. Who's... Oh. Come on. Stabbed. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? So the one thing I have found is that ammo is surprisingly scarce. Like, you don't, especially in some of the longer encounters or the more prolonged encounters, you can run out of ammo pretty quick, and they don't, like, you get ammo from dropped enemies, but especially the special ammo, like, once you're done with that, you don't get a lot of it. Oh, so I've actually done this mission before, and it was almost exactly the same, I think. It's the same area, and I'm going to go to that. So I think what's going to happen is I'm going to get to the end of this, and there'll be a console, and I'll activate it, and that'll be the end of the mission. Not a lot of enemies. Oh, there you are. Okay, so that didn't work. Oh god, that's a lot of dudes. Supercharge. I really enjoyed the supercharge. Yeah, I think it's awesome. So the supercharge is the thing that changes between classes, as far as I can tell. I don't know what the others are. Like I say, this is the only one. This is the only class I've played so far. But that's the main defining characteristic as far as I can tell. Like everyone, I haven't seen any locked equipment yet or locked guns. Like only this class can use this gun or whatever. Like it's all just open for the minute anyway. It seems pretty open. I have to. Oh, they're taking me right the way across the map. Okay. So maybe this is a different mission. Maybe this is because I've been through that location before and didn't last very long. Also, probably should have done this at an earlier time when there were actually other people running about. But this open area before, I've definitely seen like other guardians just running about, taking people out. I'm trying to think of the other important parts to mention for somebody who's played Borderlands before. Doesn't look like it's shared loot. It looks like everyone gets their own individual loot. So like if people will just continually the stuff that people drop appears to be individual for you. So if they drop a bunch of components, it looks like everyone's going to get those components. I'm saying that purely based on like the fact that anytime somebody that I have contributed to the death of an NPC, then stuff's been dropped, and I will see other guardians like kind of run over the body to pick something up, and the item stays there. But that's just a guess. It's also kind of, I mean, it's like I say, it's a pretty game, but it's not astoundingly so. And that's because this game is also coming out for last gen consoles. These fucking purple, look, this is not that high level, and look how little damage I'm doing to it, even if I hit it in a weak spot. Hey, other players, fantastic. 2 other players, awesome. Well, that helps. Okay, this might get a little bit easier now. These look like real people to me. But unfortunately, I'm probably gonna have to leave them and go this way, because that's where my mission is taking me. So these knights, I've fought a bunch of times, and they are just horrible to try and kill. They just soak up damage, which currently, in its current state, is one of my biggest complaints, is that the creatures just seem to soak up damage, and you just, no effect. Like, you just feel so powerless against a bunch of them. Can I go in here? Is where I'm supposed to be going? I'm completely lost now. Oh wow, everyone's appeared suddenly. Oh. Scan environment. Oh yeah, this is totally the same mission. It basically told me to get to a point, hit square, and that's the end of the mission. So that's the kind of stuff that you deal with in the Explorer mode. So I've seen ones that's like, collect a bunch of components from fallen enemies, or scan this area, or survive in this area for a bunch of time. That was a terrible move. Okay, I'm going to get to safety and leave this and show the last part of the game. Or the last part in this alpha, anyway. And get to a relatively safe area. Go back into orbit. Oh no! Come on. There we go. So the last part of the alpha, which I haven't even tried yet actually, and I wonder if there will be anyone playing, is the Crucible, which as far as I know is PvP. And I think the game feels okay enough that this might be an okay multiplayer shooter. Like, it's just like you would any other. So we've got to find 12 other people. This could be interesting if that disappears. This is live recording, folks. Evaluating Guardians. So the level cap, from kind of ancillary reports, is 8, I think. It's only those 3 locations on Earth that you can go to, and like you can just play them over and over again. And it looks like all the stuff you can buy is all open from the start and really cheap. So just go and explore a bunch of stuff, all the stuff that's there. So I'll do whatever the Crucible involves, and then we'll call it there. I do kind of like, even though they are hiding loading, I'm still kind of love these interstitial animations. I'm really interested to see what this game looks like. Well, am I? Like, I was going to say, I wonder how interesting, what it'll look like on current gen, or sorry, last gen consoles. But I don't think it'll look that different. Like, this definitely looks like a game that's, well, let's say designed for last gen, and then added an extra layer of shiny on top of it. I wouldn't say it's not on a par with something like a new Assassin's Creed or something like that. It definitely looks like it could be pared down.
Control. Bravo.
Oh, there are straight up 12 on 12 multiplayer matches.
Capture all zones.
So this is just domination with vehicles and shit. And this is more a legitimate use, I think, for your vehicle. I think is to get to the start of this.
Enemy captured zone A.
Wow.
You're falling behind. Gains the lead.
Again, no heavy weapon ammo to start with.
Enemy captured zone C.
Where the
Zone B secure.
I haven't found another player yet. This is disappointing. Oh, that's because they're all over there. Turrets.
Zone B lost.
That announcer could get really annoying very quickly.
They've got them all, Guardians.
This is not a great video. I apologise for this, but like I say, I have not touched this yet.
Zone A secure.
Special ammo. Nice. So let's go take some points. Okay, you know what? This does look noticeably better, I think, than it could otherwise. Oh, there's numbers popping off people in multiplayer as well. This is interesting. Yeah, so it's just stand next to capture. Stand really close to capture. I've not seen one bad guy yet. Oh, there he is.
Neutralized. You're in the lead.
Oh, right, and you lose your capture progress if you're not standing next. If you kind of stand away. Interesting. So I mean, this is not why you would play this game. I think it's kind of a cool that they've added it in. I have no idea what benefits this gives you. Like, if this gives you, whoa, yeah, you're not going to win against that. Oh, sorry, it's 6 on 6. I thought it was 12 on 12. 6 on 6, it looks like. But I don't know what benefits this gives you in the quote unquote single player. But we'll try and find out. But it feels enough. It feels good enough to be able to be a reasonable multiplayer shooter. And to be fair, coming from Bungie, I would expect nothing less.
Heavy ammo available.
Oh, okay, so they dole out the heavy ammo as and when you need it. Or at set intervals, even not as and when you need it, because I need it all the time. Whoa. Yeah, this looks like you're going to have to stay in a team, because you go down so quick that I think you're going to need some support, I think, to be able to do this kind of stuff. So no Lone Ranger stuff. No Lone Ranger attacks in this. Yeah, this announcer, I don't like his voice. I really don't like his voice.
Enemy captured Zone C.
Okay. See, I don't even know really what else to say about this. It's pretty cool. I'm just glad I understand what the game is now, or what it's probably going to be. I can at least comprehend it. And to be honest, I'm not like I say, I don't play a lot of MMOs. I'm not necessarily against the concept of them.
Zone C secure.
I've just never found one that I could particularly put some time into. But
Zone
as soon as
A
you add sci-fi and guns and something that's not dice rolls in the background, like actual skill comes into it, I'm kind of into it. So I could be kind of into this as well. I think the world they've created is potentially interesting. I should hope so, because their plan is to explore this world for 10 years worth of games. So I would hope that they have some kind of confidence that the setting's kind of cool. That was just terrible. But yeah, I'm interested to see. So it comes out September the 4th, but that could be I could be totally making that up. It's definitely September anyway, late September. For last gen and previous gen, Microsoft and Sony, so PS4 and 3, Xbox One, Xbox 360, and PC as well. And I will be looking forward to it, because I think I could get into this. So as I said, everything you've seen from a first look alpha, so you can't take it as final code or final anything. This is a small taste. And unfortunately there's no way you can get into it, because probably by the time you see this the beta will be over, because it finishes on Sunday. But yeah, this is Destiny. If you want to hear any more of our stuff, check out the website, GameEngineStart.com, and as I die I will leave you there. So goodbye.